All right, we're back. All right, this is going to continue the scene here. Well, actually, we're going to kind of move on to a new scene.
Well, can I have one question for this scene?
Yeah.
Just an impression.
For the last scene?
Yeah, this last scene. Did Cassie get the impression that this very forgetful assassin, that she was just sincerely forgetful, like the way I forget my phone is in my pocket, or does it feel more like abrupt, like maybe her memories have been distorted in some unnatural way? Just do I get any kind of impression there?
Yeah, it's definitely more than just forgetfulness.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we can move on.
Anyway, we're actually just going to kind of, as we're glancing over so many things, we're kind of just glancing over that plot point. We're going to do something completely different. Yuletide ends. Much later, after these events are mostly resolved, essentially Lorna pursues the discovered assailant beyond the city wall to the north. And after perhaps a couple of months, she returns. You guys have much time to pass as well. Very difficult for you guys to follow. Elves can move a bit through the storms of the winter in this region, which the humans have more trouble with. So it seems safer to rest out the coldest part of the year in the cozy castle, the towers. Makes venturing beyond seem suicide, foolish choice. The Escals are thick on the roofs as always, and the Temple of the Sixth Word continues to operate. But Lorna will return, of course, and that's why we are telling this story now. On the eve of the holiday of Yuletide, the conclusion of this grand holiday, grand fortnight of adventures, longer than a fortnight really. There's a grand procession and a holy musical, a poetic, historic of the creation of the word inside the holy chapel. And near the town square, everyone is welcomed inside the large hall. The orchestra of strings, Gertie, orchestra, and even elven voices brings you all watching from the pews past the columns of white as the opera-dressed actors rush out onto the stage and the leading lady appears monologuing about the world of echoes before the washing waters and all that was created by the word and his great God, the tree of life. Oh, the Fae were the first children of the word, and they sculpted the paths of the forest and rearranged the vines of the endless wood, which was the world before the world we know. Dark veins tangle around and swirl into the ether, and the bitter lord, a fallen Fae, who was forgotten and tormented, alone, overpowers the fairy wood, burning the earth and fragmenting the souls of the people and turning them all into monsters who slave only for the Dark Lord's will of twisting the eternal death. Yet there is hope. With the last armies of elves, the hero of the Fae fights to save everyone from this darkness. But he falls broken and is slain in the end as the orchestra dies and the world falls to darkness. However, he is reborn to rise again and reclaim the world for the light and the light of the word. And this time, few of the Fae who remain are able to lock the Dark Lord away by borrowing the holy power of the word, and peace is restored to the land. The ceremony ends and the candles slowly begin to be extinguished one by one. Yuletide season ends with the new year. It's 1241 now. Could tell many stories of your travels this past year and, well, 5 years ago. But we have told many of your stories already. Really, what happens on this grand event at the end of Yuletide, there are trumpets heard from beyond the city walls, and many of you see rushing out a grand procession as this new spring welcomes Iron Haven. The Elven King of Iron Haven, Ardon, is reportedly seen approaching, and His Grace beckons White Aura, and many strange travelers accompany him. Grand procession of elves and warriors from all over the Union, dwarves and even Goliath kings, giants, some, and warriors from neighboring territories, the Goldania of yore, perhaps. The king's grand tournament is soon declared to begin immediately. All are welcome to compete and witness the main events. Jousting, archery, mage duels, armored combat, unarmed brawling, horse racing, and the like. You must declare your interest with the steward before the tournament begins. And there is a grand procession which is welcomed through the city, and you guys certainly see this. And everyone praises and says, Ardon is king, he has returned from his grand quest. There are many dwarves now who accompany him. There's just a fleet of them, perhaps a dwarven king who walks in front of many other dwarves, who's dressed in gold and adornments, and giants, some massive giants, and some Goliath kings as well, and many elven tribes, grand, wealthy lords and kings from neighboring territories within the Union. There are many who approach within the city, and it is a great bustle. What would you guys like to do?
I want to wrestle a giant.
Oh, yeah, it's like massive foot. It's like, I fought one of those, says Greg.
So it's a tournament. It sounds like a tournament of kings, who would say, huh?
I suppose so. As,
I
welcome to all.
will sign up for archery.
You can do that. You can like approach the steward in the town square, and there's like lines of people, and they're trying to make lists, and he's like, oh no, of course, archery, I'll write you down. And there are also trumpets. Please declare your entries for lords and ladies competing in armored combat and duels of magical natures. If you'd like to bet, you're welcome here as well. And if you have any ideas for the brawls, now is the only time. We're finalizing all the lists.
I want to do the brawls.
Of course. Signing up for brawls here is like a ring of strongmen, essentially. Unarmored brawls, no weapons, just your fists. Yes, good to see you here. Triticore. See you come around, Greg. Yeah, gives you the eye. Yes. There are many people signing up of all of these races who have approached the dwarves, the giants, the elves. There are elves of the word and just like travelers you've never seen before. Strange sorts. Cassandra?
Cassie kind of goes up to the steward who's in charge of setting everything up. I will not be participating today, but I would like to put 20 gold on both of my friends for both of their events, please.
Of course. You can place bets here. Someone will take your bets. And yeah, it's done. It's essentially, the odds will be determined by how many people are in the tournament in the end. So, you know, I give it's 2 to 1. It'll be great. It'll be great.
I got the gold to spare. Cassie will not be participating, but will be looking for the visiting dignitaries. She has been trained as a political person and sees this as a wonderful networking opportunity. And especially is looking for like the upcoming, like the princess people like around her age. Like this is a networking event for her.
Yes.
Do you have any business cards printed?
Gosh darn it, I forgot.
How are you supposed to
Oh.
represent us?
I should have brought something for you. I'm sorry there, ma'am. I mean, Lady Cassandra, Joseph is looking around. He says, I've got some feathers here. Write your name on them.
That's very kind of you. If they don't remember who I am or where I'm from, that's their fault, I'm afraid.
I don't think the goose will take them back. You might as well. Get off me.
Oh, you were taking feathers from live geese. Fine, I'll take them. The poor goose. And she kind of like puts them in one of her many deep skirt pockets because historically skirts had massive freaking pockets, and Cassie's do.
You would know,
Bring
of
that
course,
back.
the. Sorry, what's that, Kyle?
We should bring that back.
Yes.
We should.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, you would know that the Knights of the Word were staying at the inns nearby. They're actually staying mostly at the Pear Inn, Lorna, I think it's called. Or no, rather, the other inn, the Northwood Inn. The Pear Inn is bigger, and a lot of the dwarves and stuff will stay there. Giants. The Pear Inn is like a significant building, a significant establishment. It's like one of the, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 biggest buildings. Sure.
Well, have you ever stayed at my inn?
Northwood Inn is not. So.
Oh, it's
Anyway,
bigger. Woo.
Lots of people saying there. Lots of giants staying out in neighboring towns, though. But there's definitely some Goliaths about. Regardless, you guys all sign up, and let me see if I'll put a networking event in here real quick. I mean,
Sorry.
there's definitely. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty hard to approach, of course, the king, Ardon, who's approaching, and there are other kings who it would seem perhaps surround him.
You are more than welcome
and elves.
to just retcon it after the fact that I met people and just do their events. That's okay. I will cheer on the sidelines.
I mean, we'll see a little bit real quick here. Let's. Obviously, you could try to approach the kings. I don't know if it would really work.
I am a princess of my own. I do not outrank these people, but we are the kind of people they would write treaties with. I am a foreign dignitary. I would not be turned away.
Yeah. There are also other opportunities, I'd say, like of elves and dwarves and men, just like perhaps lords. Not necessarily men, mostly elves and dwarves, and maybe a Goliath, who would be difficult in its own right to speak to. But I'd say all the options are presented. The city is bustling, so it's up to you. Like,
if we're watching events, like my intention here is, Cassie is looking for potential allies, whether that be in future travels in the area or even she's very much thinking of her home nation here. So she's looking for allies and kind of creating bonds with very powerful people. I imagine things like bringing over a plate of hors d'oeuvres while we watch the jousting and making small talk kind of vibes, talking like, where are you from? Tell me of your kingdom, and mentioning where she's from and asking about their family. Just all that nasty small talk that none of us actually enjoy.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I've got a situation for you. You can definitely speak to multiple people. Go ahead and just roll like a general kind of persuasion check for me.
Gosh darn it. This die has been killing me today. That's a 3.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll mention this one scenario that definitely happens. I mean, just for fun here. You do meet a lord, kind of a dwarven lord, who you learn. Nice to meet you, my lady. Redcliffe Goldhill of the mountains, a lord under the king, of course. Redland. Oh. And,
The pleasure is all mine. Lady Cassandra of Riversdale, the Farleon.
Indeed. Distant lands. If you're looking for ample friendship, you should speak with the Prince Eldarian. I've met him before. He travels with the king, Ardon, sometimes. Not sure where he got off to. I'm sure he's fighting.
As
The
princes
joust.
often do at such events. Perhaps you can point him out to me in the joust, and I'm happy to cheer.
Yes, I'll point him out to you. In fact, we can, definitely say at an event, jousting, which will happen shortly. You can all attend. It's one of the first events. If you want to see some jousting going on, he'll say, like, just shortly we'll be able to see it. You guys can have some hors d'oeuvres or what have you. And eventually he'll be pointed out. He wears kind of a blue painted, like, steel armor. At least in his jousting uniform. And he succeeds in the first round. And it's pretty clean. He knocks the guy off his horse in the second round.
Nice.
So pretty entertaining. Some people feel it was short-lived. Could have gone on longer. Kind of disappointing in that regard. They don't like this guy.
Oof.
This human Darien. Anyway, you guys are signing up for your tournaments. The dwarf, though, would say, Cassandra, you should participate in the games as well. I think there's something for mages. Wouldn't know too much. You should ask the steward here. The steward says, yes, we have maging duels here. Of course. Wait, you're already on the list, Cassandra. Of course.
I of course, I must clear forgot. She's just desperately trying to hide her very much surprise in front of this foreign dignitary. Yes, I forgot to mention I am in fact participating, as are my friends, though I admit I am much more interested in watching than participating in most instances. I felt it might be good practice for my academic studies.
Nevertheless, later in the day, there is an archery round, which Lorna is invited to participate in. And there are some combatants. You guys are going to shoot a couple bouts of arrows from actually a short distance. Like, not too far, like 40 feet, I think they're starting out with. And you can roll like a couple shots, essentially, Lorna, and I'll tell you about your combatants who are also shooting here. You basically take like an arrow to start out with, and then you'll have to take another arrow later or take a shot. And there's like one target in the back. You can get a bullseye or do worse, of course. So tell me you're basically roll an attack. Tell me your dexterity check, as it were.
So just roll a d20.
Yeah. And you can add your dexterity modifier and stuff like you're shooting your bow.
Yeah. 16. Good.
Nice.
I hope.
You do better than everyone else who's shot so far, which is just a couple of other elves.
Not surprised.
One of which you have seen before. Who you're gonna eliminate both of them essentially. One of them is actually just like you think from the Church of the Word. One of them is a kind of a known archer in the lands. Leswindon. He's I'm not sure his story actually, but you've definitely seen him. You've heard of his gods with the bow. Yeah, you're doing the best of everyone so far, though. There is an elf who takes a double shot, which is truer than yours, and lands dead center. For yours was close, but apparently there was a truer heart to this. And both shall proceed to the next round. The two lower archers will be eliminated today. And mysterious, strange, hooded person who reveals themselves after they take their glorious shot. They're a human, in fact. You mistook them.
Who is it?
You don't recognize them, but it's revealed that their name was Ronswin. He's from Lonrel. He's a nobody as far as you're concerned, but he took a very true shot on this day. Let it be known.
Luck.
Lorna, he proceedeth. Perhaps in the morning time or late at night. You're not sure which the brawl is said to begin, Triticor. Can you withstand and stay awake during the wee lit hours as the candles light the arena? They're not brawl.
Bring it. I mean, yes.
There are many fighters, but the first round, as ding, 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 the crowd quiets. Greg reveals himself. Oh, you, Triticor.
Of course it's me.
Can't do this. It's like a brother to me.
Gregory. It's nothing but a friendly match.
Guys are just alone in the center ring, just kind of slowly approaching each other.
Oh no, we treat each other like brothers.
God, you know I would best ye.
We have to put on at least an effort for this.
Okay. You guys can roll.
Am I in the audience?
Yeah, you're in the audience.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, boo, Greg.
Oh, you can make an intimidation check, Lorna. Triticor, roll an initiative.
1 sec. 12.
18.
Triticor, you're able to dodge for sure. And, well, you're not dodging. You're rolling your initiative. You get the first initiative, though. So, you dodge this attack, and you can basically take an attack. So roll like an attack if you want, because you're just dodging a blow that he took at you.
Okay. I actually kind of just want to like mess with Greg as he like throws this punch at me. I just kind of want like as he throws his punch and I dodge it, I just kind of grab the back of his head and I just kind of like slap it.
He's gonna slap his head. All right.
Slap the back of his head.
Just no. I mean, yeah. Roll your attack.
So I rolled a 16.
Oh, Greg is actually feeling extremely deft and ducks underneath your attempted swat, and will attempt to mount a counter strike of his own. But you both have to roll initiative again in a new round.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, I mean, he rolled well, and he's going to take an attack at you. So go ahead and roll a dodge. Dexterity. Ooh, this roll is
that's
better.
an 11. Oh yeah, 11.
Oh, you definitely get hit by a swat of your own on your ass. Oh, and that's pretty cool. Told you. You can concede now, but it's 3 hits to win.
I walk away blushing. Not walk away, but like I turn around at him blushing. and I decide to do, I guess, a round. I want to kick him right in the chest, like a swipe kick.
Yeah, you only have to beat a 3 initiative, and then you can roll an attack as well. So go ahead.
19 initiative.
Yeah, roll your attack.
16.
You can't dodge it. So you both have 1 hit each. You want to describe your hit?
So as he like slapped me, I decide to turn around, and my kick does come up, and I just kind of want to like do a swinging kick and hit him like, probably just like in the arm and chest, just kind of like a nice little, not to hurt him, but just to hit him,
Yeah, you get a good solid knock on there. Roll your initiative for another round.
Oh, my initiative so sucked. So I rolled a 6.
Yeah, you win then. You rolled that too. So roll your attack. Ooh, you're gonna win. You can't lose. His ass is just apparent, and you have to swat it back. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Okay, yeah, I have to. So I rolled a 14.
Pretty cool. Is just, I mean, he's just like, ugh, bit repulsed as you smack him. Greg just like, oh, I'll pull my pants up. You have only 1 hit to go, Triticor. You can end this now. Roll your initiative.
Okay. What is that? 12 again.
Greg actually pulls a crazy maneuver. It kind of flings you behind him, attempting at least. Roll to dodge. Ooh, you're gonna be able to dodge.
19.
Yeah, you can dodge it. So never mind. He tries to like fling you, but you guys both are able to kind of dodge getting hit in this fight, and a good solid hit. You kind of scuffle past each other, as it were. Close combatants.
Yeah.
Rearrange yourselves. Take your, as is the rules. Take your initiative. You're gonna win initiative though. This is a terrible initiative. I'm bad at rolling. This is also terrible dodge.
I rolled a 10.
Yeah. How are you gonna do this?
All right. So I just have 1 more hit to go, and as we're just kind of like scuffling back and forth, I'm gonna pull one of those old like, one of those old knee slappers where I'm like winding up over here and I slap him with my other.
Oh no! Got me with the one where I'm looking at the critical. My brother, thank you. The honorable fight. The crowd goes wild. The referee's like, yeah, I think that's a hit there. All right. You definitely will advance. I mean, in this one-on-one, clearly to the next round. Nevertheless, you try to get some shut-eye, Triticor, through the praisings and the cheers you receive through these intense fights. In the morning, mage duels are at dawn. And Cassandra's name will be called to compete. What would she be doing?
She walks out onto whatever field is prepared.
Yeah, it's basically just like a big, there's like a wooden ramparts about where people are sitting. And yeah, it's just like an empty arena, as it were. There's like some towers about as well, where some people have trumpets and herald and call things out. But it's like a big flat sandy arena surrounded by wooden ramparts and watchers.
Okay. I imagine she's just been spending the last 10 minutes meditating, trying to get her wits about her, and is ready for anything.
She's ready for anything. She's coming in. So she approacheth. Awesome. Let me just see here. Yeah, you definitely got an elven opponent as well set up against you in this first round. It is another priestess of the word, but in fact, you know yourself to be kind of higher ranked than this mage. You should be able to win. You think, you hope. Nevertheless, anything else you'd like to do before you begin?
I can't like prepare a spell in advance, so no.
All right, cool. Let's see. Cassandra of the word, and you're fighting this male elf, Sigurd. Let's win. Of the City of Trees. So you guys have to prepare a spell in secret for your first attack. Since you're fighting an NPC, you can just tell me what that would be, actually.
So how the heck does this duel work? Are we like just making opposed checks at each other, or do we have hit points?
Essentially. But there's a couple fancy rules.
Can I use like non-combat spells? Like, is it just any spell, or does like it have to be some kind of combat spell because we are like actually like dueling each other, or are we just like standing next to each other like a spelling bee?
You guys are like just like dueling each other, kind of not like a spelling bee. You guys are facing off against each other.
Okay, so combat
You guys are
needed.
like 10 feet apart. You guys are in combat. You guys have to make essentially an initiative check each round, I think. But essentially, no one really explained the rules to you. You
Free for all.
You're kind of just like, what's going on? They're like, they're casting for the first round here. So you know that you're going to cast a spell here. The other is like getting ready to cast a spell. They have a wand. What are you going to do?
I think that Cassandra might panic a little because she fully expected somebody to at least explain the rules to her before she walked out here, and is going to cast a swarm of dancing lights to kind of obscure herself as much as that works.
Nice. I mean, yeah, that has a chance. Let's go ahead and roll for your initiative first.
Okay. Initiative is an 18 for me.
Nice. Higher initiative here. Let me double check out which real quick. So, I mean, yeah, clearly you're able to distract them with your dancing lights. And they cast a firebolt, essentially, that just misses you.
So it's that kind of duel.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah. And with that, it is definitely also established that we're in a magical arena. For the landscape that you're in kind of swiftly changes as soon as you guys cast your spell. You're on like within the arena, the environment changes. Like on the side of this beach, the shore is just like softly brushing up and it's sandy. There's like a little crab that scurries by. It's like red and like pink and white. And it's like snip dip. But there's like, you know, some seaweed and stuff. It's kind of stinky. Anyway. Scores still 0-0. Next round proceedeth. What spell are you going to cast?
I mean, the only offensive spell that I have is Chill Touch, so let's go with that one.
Nice. I think you've got like something orb. Chromatic orb. I think you have. You got false life.
I'm gonna be honest, Ryan. I have gotten so confused with the homebrew rules of this that I'm kind of just defaulting.
Yeah, there's no homebrew rules. I'm just pointing that, yeah, there's homebrew rules, but this is like a completely different rule set right now in the tournament.
So am I allowed
really,
to use spells that otherwise I would have had to, like, do I have time to like make a ritual for all of my spells so I have my full spell list available?
No, you have to do the ones that you have your instant spells, basically. So I'm just pointing out you have Chromatic Orb as well as an offensive spell.
Cool. I'll cast Chill Touch.
Cool. Go ahead and roll your initiative.
15.
You definitely win your initiative. So you're gonna just like basically win this round. With your Chill Touch, kind of extinguishing, as it were, this guy's firebolt. And, you know, it's 1-0. So you're doing great. We're going to go to 3 hits, it would seem, as per usual in this tournament.
Okay.
From what you surmised from Triticor's duel, at least. Go ahead and roll again and tell me what you're going to cast.
Chill Touch again. It's a 19.
Nice.
My die is, of course, being very good to me now that the rolls don't actually have any consequence.
You are eviscerating this enemy mage right now is the consequence. You're winning. It's 2-0. You could end it right now. Go ahead and take your next round.
14.
This mage is quick. Turns around and hits you with a fireball. That extinguishes your spell, essentially. Striking first.
Sounds like
And
our spells are like clashing in the middle then.
you don't take actual damage, but it's determined that you've taken a hit.
Okay.
But the fire just like passes around you. It is warm, but it doesn't burn. Go ahead and you have another round.
Yep. 15. Can't roll below a 10 in this instance. Haven't rolled above a 5 for the rest of the night.
You're gonna win the duel now. You want to describe it?
I mean, it sounds like our spells are just kind of hitting in the middle, so I imagine that if he casts his fireball again, that I'm once again just, I mean, it's worked before, it's working now. My Chill Touch goes out again. And the hand, like you said, it just kind of like grabs the fireball and it just gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until like the fist closes and then dissipates.
Nice. Yeah, and you can hit him and finish the duel as well.
Oh, I actually have to hit him? In that case,
Yeah, I mean,
I guess I hit him then.
In the spell. I mean, the spell is just like right there in front of him or whatever as well. So, yeah, I mean, clearly you win this round, Cassandra. Everyone sings your praises.
Cassandra.
Perhaps coming rounds might be more difficult. We'll definitely go ahead and end it there for tonight, unless anyone wants to add anything.
Tournaments.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was fun
Tournament.
slapping Greg around.
What's that?
It was fun slapping Greg around.
He deserved it. I was glad. I should have put a bet down.
Eliminated.
Yeah, I get 40
Bye,
gold from that,
Greg.
don't I?
You do.
You
yeah.
deserve it.
You
Greg is
cash out on those bets for sure. Boom. And you can double down and bet on them again if you want. While you're at it, while you're collecting your reward.
Yeah, I'll take my reward and just put it back into my bet, so I now have 40 on each of them.
Ooh.
Nice. Perfect. Anybody else want to place any bets?
I'd like to put 5 on each of us.
Can I see her putting only 5 on each of us?
Sure.
I just look at you as I pass forward like my slip of 40. I just go.
And I'm just gonna look you in the eye and just. Not even hiding that it's a 5 or anything.
You have no faith in us.
All right. Well, yeah, we gotta get to bed. Thanks for playing. Watch finish this
Thanks,
one
guys.
later.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Fairly
Peace
well.
out.
Remember